Hi there. So, now we're going to talk about Saul and his demise and David. Now something very interesting. God actually had a contingency plan to redeem Saul, right? And to basically eviscerate the Philistines that he was up against. But God did not mention this to him. Now, um, I want you to understand something. This is hidden. This is not just given. You got to really get in the Word of God to really find this out. Because I haven't heard anyone speak of this. But basically, Saul was not forsaken. God never forsake Saul. He was not forsaken. Okay? But Saul forsaked God. And he said so when he went to the familiar spirit and drew Samuel out to speak to him, because God was not answering him and he tried to go over God's head. Okay, so that too angered God, because you're putting alternative means above me. You're not allowing my word to remain with you. You're discarding it. So that's sort of like that's disrespect. Okay, ultimately, and disobedience. So very interestingly enough, David and Saul made up, right? David was going to had the opportunity to kill Saul, and he did not take it. And then Saul was surprised because he didn't take it. And ultimately, Saul repented, but he did it to himself. He was with himself, and he basically repented and said he was not going to pursue David anymore. But David did not know this, okay? And God had purpose with that. Then David escaped and he went to the Philistines. So David was still running. He befriended the Philistines, okay? And when he befriended the Philistines, he was now a part of their army. He still wreaked a bit of havoc, attacked certain areas, but he did so in secret. He always, cleared out the area. Ultimately, this led to David being part of the Philistines, which was on the other side, right? Saul had his fate told to him, felt, hey, I am condemned. Samuel accepted what he said. God never said he was condemned. God never said, I forsake you. God was only silent. He did not speak a word. He was trying to basically teach Saul that when I speak a word, hearken unto me. Because when you wish to inquire of me, I hearken unto you, and I speak to you. So basically, as a father who was disappointed in his son, God was quiet and remained so, and expected Saul to respect his decision to remain quiet and to wait on the Lord, basically. Saul came to the battlefield. Now remember, David was on the other side with the Philistines. Saul was on this side with the Philistines. With the Israelites. But what happened is something very interesting, and it happened right here. David marches with the Philistines, but is rejected by the princes. Now, something very interesting happened here, and let me just see if I can get it. All right. So then from 1 Samuel chapter 29, we find, and the lords of the Philistines passed on by hundreds and by thousands, but David and his men passed on in the reward with Achish. Then said the princes of the Philistines, what do these Hebrews here? And Achish said unto the princes of the Philistines, is not this David, the servant of Saul, the king of Israel, which hath been with me these days? This is Achish speaking. All these years, and I have found no fault in him, since he fell unto me unto this day. And now listen to this. And the princes of the Philistines were wroth with him, and the princes of the Philistines said unto him, Make this fellow return, that he may go again to his place which thou hast appointed him, and let him not go down with us to battle, lest in the battle he be an adversary to us, wherewith should he reconcile himself unto his master. Should it not be with the heads of these men? Now, that's something already very interesting. Is not this David, of whom they sang one to another in dances, singing, or saying, Saul slew his thousands, and David his 10,000s. Okay, now here's something very interesting. The Philistine mentions something very interesting. He says something that makes a lot of sense, but also kind of might be the reason why God was so quiet. It is because God had it all figured out already. Saul didn't need to worry. All he needed to do was trust. So check this out. Then he said, and the princes of the Philistines were wroth with him, right? And we're going to go down to where he said, Make this fellow return, that he may go again to his place which thou hast appointed him. Now this is verse 29, chapter 29, verse 4. This is 1 Samuel. Appointed him, and let him not go down with us to battle. Okay? Stay with me. Lest in the battle he be an adversary to us. Remember, David and Saul never really made up, in the sense that they never really, David did not hear Saul say that he repents and he no longer wishes to pursue David to kill him, right? He wants to befriend him now, right? They're at peace. He's at peace with him. Had Saul, now hear this, had Saul been obedient to God, he would have trusted and trusted in God's silence, that everything would have been okay, that Saul would have gone to battle, okay? Because who revealed this to, remember, this is wisdom, and the only one who we get wisdom from is God. So God allows wisdom, and he allowed, because of Saul's disobedience, he forwent the plan, and then allowed the Philistine to go to get rid of David and his men, right? So that David would not kill his own people, because that wasn't the plan. The plan was that Saul, if Saul had to trust, if he kept the faith, Saul would have gone to battle in his fear, in his worry. He would have gone to battle, found himself in the midst of the battle, coming across David, and then a reconcilement could have happened, and David and his men could have turned the battle around, because now both of them were on the battlefield, David and Saul, and they could have turned the battle completely around, as the Philistine, the prince of the Philistines mentioned, which is, and let him not go down with us to battle, lest in the battle he be an adversary for us. For wherewith should he reconcile himself unto his master? Right there. That was God's plan. So not only did God not forsake Saul, God's plan was to redeem Saul, because although Saul wouldn't have continued to be king, he would have given over the crown because they reconciled, and he would have accepted. He would have still been in royalty, but he would have accepted the demotion for his disobedience, and David would have then been anointed king, and he would have still been, his family would have still been home. Isn't that amazing? So God had a contingency plan for Saul. He's not forsaken. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was enlightening and encouraging, and God bless. Thank you for watching.